Ever wondered what happens when a group of adventurers encounter a horde of goblins? Well, let me paint you a picture. This tale begins with a character named Ether, who strikes a goblin. A spectacular sight unfolds as the goblin's armor explodes from the impact. But alas, Ether is also caught in the backlash. Raziel, a quick thinker, uses Armor of Vitality, while Ignitus conjures 3 magic missiles with a mere wave of his hand. A fellow adventurer, Bram, lands a blow on a goblin, dealing 9 damage and sending it to the ground. Will, on the other hand, has a mixed performance. His first attack lands, causing 10 damage, but his second blast misses entirely. Nut uses Hypnotic Pattern, placing 6 goblins and 2 civilians under its influence, but only 2 goblins and both civilians succumb to the hypnosis. Layla produces a flame and moves up, while Inigo, positioning himself near the door, casts Eldritch Blast. Unfortunately, both his blasts miss the goblin. Serenity, on the other hand, summons Spirit Guardians and counters spells. Meanwhile, Lucian targets an already injured goblin, dealing a whopping 28 damage. He then positions himself in front of a halfling, who quickly hops out of the window. As the dust settles, only 6 goblins remain standing, but their armor class increases to 20 on Serenity's new character. The battle rages on, with Ether and Bram gaining bonus points, Ignitus setting up a firewall, and Will casting Armor of Agathis. Knut casts Fairy Fire on 4 targets, and Inigo finally manages to land an Eldritch Blast, dealing 12 points of damage and eliminating a goblin. Serenity and Lucian both land successful hits, while a spider leg emerges from the portal, revealing a mounted goblin. The adventurers continue their attack, with Ether knocking the goblin off its mount and Bram dissolving a corrosive dagger dropped by a goblin. As the battle reaches its climax, all the adventurers launch their final attacks. Serenity counters a spell with Spirit Guardians, Lucien lands an arrow, and Inigo casts Hex on a rider. And then, the unexpected happens. The goblins, sensing their impending defeat, retreat hastily through the portal, which closes behind them. In the aftermath of the battle, each adventurer receives 291 gold and 200 credits from Lord Blackwood. So, my dear listeners, this is the tale of a group of brave adventurers and their encounter with a horde of goblins. A tale of courage, wit, and the thrill of battle. It reminds us that in the world of role-playing games, the only limit is our imagination.